this lecture we will discuss the Church thesis and recursive enumerable language. What are the halting problem? So, we will discuss in this lecture. So, already we have studied many problem of Turing machines. So, what it is Church thesis is saying? Church thesis is some different. We are using lambda calculus is there. This lambda calculus. So, it is saying that if any program or any algorithm that is computed by the Turing machine, that is any thesis is the nature of computable function. It is stated that the function on the natural numbers can be calculated by the effective method if and only if it is computable by the Turing machines. So, if any algorithm you can say or any computable function that can be computed by the Turing machines, that also it can be computable by the effective method, another effective method. So, here it is saying that this Church thesis is saying that any mechanical computation can be performed by the Turing machines. So, there is a Turing machine n corresponding to every computable problem. We can model any mechanical computer with a Turing machine. The set of language that can be decided by the Turing machine identical to set of that language that can be decided by a mechanical computing machine. So, if there is no Turing machine decide the problem, there is no algorithm that solves problems P. So, Church thesis is saying that so lambda calculus is equivalent to Turing machine. So, whatever is computed by the Turing machine, so using lambda calculus we can have to compute that one also. So, this is the concept of the Church thesis. So, here it is saying that what is the Turing machine decide problem P is there is no algorithm solvable in P. So, there is two kind of algorithm is there, one is decidable, another is undecidable. So, we will go to that, what is that? So, first we will go recursive and recursive enumerable language. So, recursive language is there that is accepted by the Turing machine. You can say that is a halting Turing machine. So, for each and every input it will show that either it is accept or reject. Suppose you have for example, you have a regular language is given. So, you have drawn a finite automata. For this finite automata whatever string will be, you have to take a string and check in the diagram either it will show you accept or reject, accept or reject. So, this is a recursive, you can say this is a decidable. So, similarly, it is a recursive language if they are for each and every input we can say either it is accept or reject, and recursive language is there, then for recursive enumerable language is there. So, we cannot say sometime it will go to the loop forever. So, for some input it will say that it is accept, and some input string it will say that it is reject, and some input it will go to loop forever. This is a loop forever. So, this is a loop. So, here you can say loop forever, but here it is saying that halt, halt and reject, halt and accept, halt and accept, either accept or reject, but here loop forever there is a halt and as reject is there, but there sometime loop is there. So, this you can say this is a recursive enumerable language. Remember this thing, this is a recursive enumerable language and this is a recursive language. So, if a algorithm is not solvable, we could not find a solvable algorithm, that will be go to the in recursive enumerable language. If it is solvable, then it will be go to the recursive language. So, we will check that all language we have given here all language, and here we will discuss that. So, what is recursive language? Here recursive language, recursive enumerable language, recursive language, and context sensitive language, context free language, deterministic context free language and regular language. So, this is the in this Venn diagram you can see this is a recursive enumerable language is higher language. So, first one is the lowest language is regular language. If regular language is there, for that we have the finite automata, like the deterministic context free language is there. If deterministic we have separated context free language to two categories, one is context free, another is deterministic context free, and deterministic context free language is accepted by the deterministic push down automata, and context free language, this context free language is accepted by the non deterministic push down automata, and you can say this is a finite automata, acceptance of finite automata, and this is a DPDA, deterministic push down automata, and this is a NPDA, and this is a LBA, linear bound automata, and this is a halting Turing machine, or you can say I will explain here Turing machine, and this is a this is also Turing machine. So, this Turing machine is two different, one is created problem in halting Turing machine, another is halt and another is halting problem. This Turing machine is, you can say this is a halting problem, this is halting problem. So, this halting problem recursive enumerable language. So, now here these are given. So, what is decidable, what is the undecidable? First you think what is decidable, what is decidable and what is undecidable, what is undecidable. So, if you see a regular language is there, for that we have designed a finite automata. So, you can take a string, whatever string generated by the language, you will check that either it is accept or reject. So, this is a decidable, means each member whatever input will take, then your finite automata will check either accept or reject. That is why this is a decidable. Similarly, you have a deterministic context free language, you have designed a deterministic push down automata. For each input you can check it either accepted or rejected, you can check it. So, this is also decidable. So, context sensitive language also same thing. So, suppose we have taken a context sensitive language, then design a linear bound automata, then this for each and every input we can say this is accepted or rejected. So, this is a decidable. So, another is recursive language also, this is a Turing machine, this is accepted by the Turing machine. For each and every input we can say that is accepted or rejected. So, language is given, we have designed a Turing machine, suppose input is, you have taken a input, either input is accepted, input is that input string is belongs to language, then it is accepted, if not belongs to language, then it will be rejected. So, but this is in recursive enumerable language, your language is given and you have designed a Turing machine. Suppose one string belongs to language, then it may say this is accepted, or some string which does not belongs to language could not say, that Turing machine could not say that it is rejected or accepted, or it may be go to the infinite loop, there chance to go to the infinite loop. That is why this is a undecidable. So, this all regular language recursive, this is recursive, and this is context sensitive language, and CFL and DCFL, and here you can say this is regular, all are this category decidable, and only recursive enumerable in this category, recursive enumerable. This is a recursive enumerable in this one, undecidable. So, here another thing, we have we have an algorithm. So, in each algorithm we have written an algorithm. Suppose take a addition of two number, we have taken. So, when you are taking two number, it is giving the result, each and every input you are getting the result. So, this is a you can say this is a deterministic algorithm. Deterministic, one is, I have to say here, this is one is PNP. What is PNP? P and NP. P and NP. So, let us come to next slide. We will discuss here what is P and NP. So, these are related to only this language, whatever we, this all language, all 5 language we have taken 6 language. So, it is belong to this only P and NP. So, this is called, you can say, deterministic polynomial type. P is deterministic polynomial type. Polynomial type. And another NP is non-deterministic polynomial type. Non-deterministic polynomial type. So, you can say which are P problem, So, all the language which is solve all the language up to recursive, these are deterministic polynomial type. So, you can say here regular language, CFL language, DCFL, or you can say CSL, and this is the recursive language. This all are solvable in P type, solvable in P, deterministic. This is the P. That is why these are called all problem which is the regular CFL, DSFL, and this is called deterministic P problem. This is called, all are called solvable in P, or you can say these are P problem. These are P problem, polynomial problem, P problem. So, this whatever P problem, for that we have this is a halting Turing machine. So, you can take higher one. Suppose one recursive language is there, then this is either halt, or halt means this is accept or reject. For each input it is accept or reject. So, it is called this is called halting Turing machine. So, it is accepted by the Turing machine. You can say this is a halting Turing machine. So, if recursive enumerable language is there, recursive enumerable language. So, recursive enumerable language is there. So, accept, or you can say reject, or loop. So, in this case, this is the halting problem. Because for each input we could not halt, means either accept or reject. See, this recursive enumerable language is accept, reject, or loop, and this is a halting problem. Means for each input, this is for each input there may be accept, may be reject, or goes to infinite loop. That is why it is a halting problem, and recursive language is a halting Turing machine, and this is create a problem, recursive enumerable language create a problem in halting Turing machine. So, now this recursive language, we will see that this recursive language is not a decision problem, it is a undecidable, it is a undecidable problem, recursive enumerable, and recursive language is decidable problem, recursive language is decidable problem, because each and every input there is a halt, either accept or reject, either accept or reject, and recursive enumerable language it is accept, reject or loop, and some input we can say this is halt, or some input may be reject, and some input there will be maybe go to the infinite loop, we could not say this is accept or reject, that is why it is a halting problem. So, here we categorize that P and NP, P is the deterministic polynomial time and another NP is the non-deterministic polynomial time. And taking these two, we have categorized this recursive language and recursive enumerable language, and recursive language in P and recursive enumerable language in NP, non-deterministic polynomial time. For every, suppose we have written an algorithm, for some input it is giving output and some input it may not give output. So, you can say that algorithm in NP problem, that is a NP problem, not P problem. P problem means there is a each and every input it will give an output, and NP problem means each and every input there sometime it will give the output and sometime it may not give the output. So, you can say on this type of algorithm is NP and another is P. So, P problem and NP problem, these are two different, one is decidable, another is undecidable, non-deterministic polynomial time, another is deterministic polynomial time. So, you have suppose how to find, how to check this one is the polynomial and non-deterministic polynomial. How to check, either your answer is output is there right or wrong, output is right or wrong. So, for NP problem you have to verify your answer, otherwise you could not say this is right or wrong. So, this is required to verify the solutions. For NP problem we need to verify the solution, for P problem we do not need to verify the solution. So, all the problem, because P are decidable and NP are undecidable. Suppose we will take an example here, you see here one example is given L1, L1 is a, I will write here one question. So, L1 is a CFL, L2 is recursive enumerable, RN, we have written recursive enumerable, for RN recursive enumerable. So, L1 union L2 is decidable or undecidable, decidable or undecidable or undecidable. This is asking, you have L1 is a context free language, L2 is a recursive enumerable language, and it asking L1 and L1 union L2 is a context free language, sorry, decidable or undecidable. So, when we will take the union of context free language and recursive enumerable language, so already I told that which one is the higher language, that will be result, either you make it union or intersection, always will be the higher language. So, when this CFL union recursive enumerable, that will be the result, will be the recursive enumerable. So, recursive enumerable is undecidable. So, you can say this is the undecidable and this is false. So, this is not decidable. Suppose another example I will take here, L1 is L2, this is L3, L3 is, this is a CSL, L3 is a CSL. So, I write here L1 intersection L3 is decidable, decidable or undecidable, undecidable. So, you can say this is a decidable problem, this is a decidable problem, because this is result will be the context sensitive language, and context sensitive language for which problem, if any language is context sensitive language, that can be solved in polynomial time. This is in P problem. P problem means this is the decidable. So, all the language, regular language, CFL, DCFL, CFL and up to recursive, they are solved in polynomial time, they are solved in deterministic polynomial time. That is why this is solvable in polynomial time. So, only recursive language, enumerable language is solvable in non-deterministic polynomial time. Means it will be for the Turing machine is the halting problem. Halting problem means that Turing machine does not halt each input. It may be halt, may be accept, may be reject and may be loop forever. There is a loop forever. So, that means does not halt. So, these are the decidable and undecidable of the some recursive enumerable language and recursive language. So, now a problem is given, if see this question, see if a problem has an algorithm to answer, we call it, is an algorithm to answer it, we call it decidable, and this is not solved and recognizable, you can say this is a decidable problem. If it is algorithm to answer it, a problem we have solved and for each input giving answer, then it is a decidable problem. So, another question is given, it's DFA and here M is a DFA and M is recognized input is, and this is the either decidable, undecidable, non-finite, none of the mention. So, we have seen, I already discussed that if a DFA is given for a language and for each and every input will be halt there, either accept or reject, that is why it is also decidable. You can say answer decidable, you can answer is B. So, here also this one is decidable, that is answer A. So, now, so another question is given, the formal language is recursive is, it is total Turing machine exit, Turing machine that halt for every input and Turing machine reject the input. A formal language is recursive, recursive language. If it is a recursive language, what would be there? So, total Turing machine exists, Turing machine that halts for every input, Turing machine reject if the input does not belong to the language, all the mentions, all of the mentions. So, you can say here is the all of the mentions, it halts for every input, Turing machine reject the input if does not belongs to the language. It is a total Turing machine, not partial. Total Turing means there is for every input it is either accept or reject. So, you can say this is the all of the options. So, these are the reference book, and thank you so much.